And let's spin the wheel of video ideas. Huh. Guess it's finally time. Yeah, this one has been recommended since... When did this thing come out? November of 2023. I don't know too much about this thing, although the highest praise I've heard for it is that it's bang average, so... yeah. Future Chalupa here. Apparently I did read this in a live stream with my friends, but I forgot dang near everything, so it doesn't matter.
Crackle.
Cracker.
That is not what it said! Maybe I should read the synopsis to better know what I'm reading. The story starts with our protagonist, Davina, talking about how she thought the world was all sunshines and lollipops, before it suddenly wasn't. It was on that day she found out her parents had ops, or rather were the ops. Hold on, doesn't having ops inherently mean you are someone else's op? Just say they have ops, man, you don't gotta complicate it. Unless, no, could it be? Is she stupid? After all is said and done, her entire family has burnt down in that fire, minus her nanny. Then the nanny immediately tells Davina that they have to make her stronger so she can protect other kids. Look, I'm not sure if this is the right time to be talking about all that. I mean, she did just see her parents die and her house burn down. Golly, that barely took any convincing. Just imagine Batman's backstory. His parents get shot in front of him and he's already down to business. 8 years later, she completes her training. Mrs. Bremerton is now the headmistress and she's ready to start her first assignment. At the same time, Mrs. Burr is discussing a job with a client who for some reason only wants newly graduated nannies. She then shows him their new graduates and the list of skills they have, including childhood development, first aid, combat, physical, and cyber— Whoa, hold on. Who does she think she is? Mrs. Bulgaria then asks why he even needs an elite nanny, and we have a flashback to 2 weeks earlier where Gabriel is pressing a guy for screwing up, and for some reason, all he wants is books. This guy clearly messed up, big time, but all you want is something to read. What could be in those books for it to let the guy off the hook? Wait, I see a book behind the bartender. Let me just zoom in and... oh Lord. He then tells him to add a favor on top of the books, and then someone interrupts by asking for some milk. And here we're introduced to this kid. I don't know his name yet, but he looks like Business Baby from Invincible, so I'm just gonna call him that. He demands to be called the Milkman, and with that, Gabriel carries him out of there. And just like that, Business Baby has been replaced in record time. He then looks through the list of nannies and, big surprise, he chooses Davina. Mrs. Boston tries to refer him to someone else, but he insists on Davina. And with that, Davina's given the job. Mrs. Brazil tells Davina that she would not have chosen this job, as she was chosen by a member of the Angelini Mafia, the same mafia that killed her parents. Davina takes the job. Despite the past she has with the family, she'll still protect the Milkman, along with possibly finding out the truth. Oh boy, considering this is the same family that murked her parents, there's no way a romantic relationship could form here. Right, this is on Webtoon. After signing the contract, Mrs. Berger introduces Davina to Gabriel, and Davina kinda sizes him up, before Gabriel asks if she speaks, which Davina doesn't take too kindly to. To be fair, you were kinda just standing there like... They properly introduce themselves, and before she leaves, Mrs. Birmingham reminds Davina of the list of rules she has to follow while on the job. Rules that include obey the client, no sabotage, and last but not least, no romance. She meets up with this guy named Adam, who tells her not to let him scare you, which she probably thinks he's referring to Gabriel. But little does she know who she's sitting next to in that car. None other than the vicious monster of a man known as... the Milkman.
He was a serial killer who bragged about killing people, and he professed and confessed to be a demon.
Davina tries introducing herself to the milkman, but he doesn't like her because she smells like oranges? Why would the smell of oranges make someone not trustworthy? Is there gonna be a lore reason as to why? Oh no. She asks where they're going, with the milkman angrily responding that they're going to France, which, I mean, why would you hate France? France is a beautiful nation with the most respectful people Europe has to offer and the most imaginative film industry in the world. They start to debate on whether it's safer to drive with the doors locked or unlocked, and of course this leads to a face-to-face close moment. Close moment aside, in my opinion, leaving the car door locked is always the better option. Yes, like she said, in the case of an accident, it's best to leave it unlocked. But brother, the vast majority of my life I have lived in a not-so-stellar neighborhood, and I'd much rather have my car doors locked all the time to prevent them from stealing my things or me! Granted, they still stole my tires, but not the things inside. She then seemingly secures his Wi-Fi for him, because for some reason he didn't even put a password on it. What were you thinking, Gabriel? Yes, it's a moving vehicle, but anyone can still hack into your stuff. Just picture this. You're driving down the road without a worry in the world. Then you pass by Crackhead Joe, who gets into your Wi-Fi, and now you're all addicted to crack, which causes an accident. And the doors will be locked, so you not only lost your life, but you lost your debate with Davina. So, what should you take away from all this? If you're gonna leave your Wi-Fi password unprotected, light your balls on fire. They arrive to their house, and as soon as they get there, Gabriel tells the milkman he'll be with Davina from now on. And that's all it took for the milkman to sprint for the milk. He gives a bit of lore, saying he's been like this after losing his mother, and he also tells Davina that he's the underboss of the whole operation, so his son would be a massive target to get to him. And so, he needs her to only look after the milkman. Not any of that other stuff she can do, only the milkman. Speaking of which, where is he? Well, someone's not getting that raise. They immediately get to work, with Adam as designated driver, of course, and Davina says to call the police, but Gabriel instantly shuts that down. Alright, Davina, I know this is probably protocol for what you've learned in the Nanny Academy, but just use a bit of that thing. He's the underboss of a mafia family, meaning he engages in crimes. And you know what police hate most? That's right, you guessed it, crimes. So why would they call the cops? Like, the whole interaction would be like, Thank you for saving my son. My name is Gabriel Angelini. Through some hacking knowledge, she tracks down the kidnappers to this building being guarded by Big Dog there. And Big Dog goes down in 2 shots. Then comes her boss battle. 2 people that clearly aren't as strong as Big Dog outside. Yes, it's a 2v1, but I still think Big Dog should have put up a much better fight. Just look at him! Once she deals with them, she quickly takes the milkman back to Adam in the car, and what surprises the milkman isn't her actual combat ability or anything of that sort, it's that she tries to comfort him. Then, what's this? Adam is a traitor? He then reveals that all that back there was a test, but he's actually trying to kidnap him. Okay then, no wonder Big Dog lost so easily. He went easy on her. Otherwise, this webtoon might have lost its main character. Held at gunpoint, there ain't many options for Davina. However, it seems like she planned for this, as she presumably hacked the car as well, shutting the driver window thingamajig and quickly taking the milkman out of harm's way. But as she arrives, it appears she was tricked twice, as that too was part of the test. The milkman now approves of Davina, completely forgetting the orange smell she has, and Gabriel tells her he only wanted to be sure of her loyalty. Davina takes offense that he hasn't immediately trusted her, but Gabriel then begins to spill his life story on why he doesn't trust anyone. The police report states his wife went missing, but in fact, she was murdered. boy, his wife's out of the picture and a similarly aged woman is now living in the same house as him? Surely this means nothing. Go away. Seeing how bummed out the milkman gets from recalling the incident, she finds a way to take him out of the conversation, and they go to his room. After they leave, Adam and Gabriel briefly talk, with Adam telling Gabe not to scare her off, and if she actually did smell like oranges. So, the oranges line wasn't just a bit. What lore does oranges have in this? I should stop saying that word. They make it to his room, and Davina immediately starts inspecting every crevice of the room. And what do you know? He lives up to his name. But wait, she says to lessen his milk intake? Davina, it's in his name. You never take the milk away from the milkman. Otherwise, he just becomes man. Think you gotta worry about him? Maybe so. But best believe I'm defending that name as well. She tries to bond with the milkman, but he instantly rejects her, as she isn't his mom. Plus, he probably has a sense regarding the taking away of milk. He tells her to just do her job, and I'll give the Webtoon this here did get a smirk out of me. And we're put right back into the somber mood, with them discussing the guy who murdered his wife and if he's a danger to the milkman. After confirming they are, Davina brings up the contractual agreement and how this violates it. With the newfound leverage, she'll presumably want to haggle something to benefit her in this deal. But it seems like Gabriel either doesn't care or planned for this. He asks her what her demands are, in a way that feels like she's playing right into his hands, and given no other choice, she asks for access to more stuff. Not everything, just everything she'll need to do her job as well as possible to protect the milkman. However, she absolutely will look into the other stuff because, well...
Everyone, I am on fire!
Gabriel still suspects she wants something else, and she comes up with the half-fake reason of giving her a good review and giving the nanny place massive funds. Gabriel buys it, and she's in the clear, unless the milkman is harmed in any way. Man, he must be serious threatening her like that. I wonder where their relationship will be in 50 chapters from... One more chapter.
One more game, one more game, one more game, one more...
While Davina is a little worried since Gabriel clearly meant it, she's confident in her ability. Adam takes her luggage to her room so she can check the place out. And check it out she does, noticing how fancy it looks, which shouldn't be a surprise considering Gabriel is a crime lord, and crime lords tend to have money. She checks the backyard and encounters Big Dog, who went easy on her. Ooh, you're lucky you're on the same side. She then analyzes the backyard and deduces that this is no place for a kid to have fun, so she'll take him to a park. What is she talking about? There's loads of places for the milkman to have fun. The fountain is basically a little pool. He can ride on top of Big Dog like this. And the barbed wire? Oh, as a child, I would have killed for barbed wire. All children yearn for barbed wire! At dinner, Davina tries her best to make small talk, and it ain't going very well since Gabriel keeps giving simple responses. Davina then asks what the milkman does, which Gabriel responds by saying he hangs around him all day, and Davina says that ends today. But oh no, she has struck a huge nerve with Gabriel as he tells her to follow him. What awaits her at the destination? Oh no. Do you think? Could it be a funky town? Please show some mercy. I know she wanted to take the milk away from the milkman, but she hasn't done that yet. Oh. Cool, I guess. Yeah, apparently Gabriel really wants the milkman to bond with Davina or something, but before he can really get into it, he's got to deal with something. Alright guys, crazy theory that is absolutely gonna be proven correct. His goal is that he wants the milkman to drink as much milk as possible. And in due time, the milkman can become his true form, a cow! Alright, that was... alright. I mean it when I say that. It was alright. Fine. It has a nice setup in this first 5 episodes to keep people curious on what's going to happen next. I am a little intrigued on why Gabriel seemed to act differently when completely alone with Davina. Plus there's lore with his wife that we still don't know yet. Also, every episode's cliffhanger was done well. Her taking a job from the family that killed hers in the first, the Milkman getting kidnapped in the second, and the cliffhanger at the end of episode 5. It's enough hook to keep the audience wanting more, you know? Plus, the art is neat, so that's bonus points. It's a fine story, though consistently top 5 on Webtoon fine? I don't know. Maybe it's just not my cup of tea. However, despite all of that, there's something nagging me, something that's making me think that this series' quality is gonna have a major drop-off. And you know what? I'm just gonna say it. It's that guy over there that's nagging me. Look, maybe I'm wrong, so tell me in the comments, those who have read beyond what I've read. But for some reason, I feel like the charm that this story initially had will be drained away because we all know Webtoon just loves that mindless romance slop. From interesting cliffhangers to will they, won't they storylines. I can already feel it. Well, even with that drop-off, no shot it gets worse than... Anyways, I'd say that's gonna wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching this video in its entirety. If you guys liked this video, then please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you guys would consider, please join the Patreon or channel membership to further support these videos. If you guys have any video suggestions or anything else you'd like me to read, then please leave it in the comments section below. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.